You check, babe. What's up? What's up? I'm gonna go live for the Asian session tonight. YouTube, TikTok, X, all of it. We're going live, baby. Stream starting in the next 5 minutes. Everybody load in. All right, now we're going to be looking at the Asian session here. All right, desktop audio's turned down here. Let's take a look. 6-7. First message. All right, let's take a look here. I know we got a Euro USD setup that I really like here. We've got a GJ setup that I really like here for a buy. We are currently 7:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have our charts marked up here. So we are going to take a look at what we are going to get into tonight. Most importantly, we're going to look at positive setups. I do like USD JPY as a buy as well. We are inside the mid zone here. I typically don't like trading mid zone. As you can see here, we are fully mid zone. We're not at a top, we're not at a bottom, no resistance, no support. So I typically don't like trading there, but we do have our ribbon here with a ribbon flip moving towards the bullish side. And if you look at the technicals here on the hour, 4 hour, everything's a strong buy. So what we're going to do is look for confirmation for this to break through. That is the most important thing to look for here when we're looking at this USD JPY. That is the most important thing that we're looking for. Welcome, Rachel. Welcome, Megan. What's up, guys? AUD USD was another one we were looking at. We have reached a very, very strong support here on AUD. If you take a look here, you've got 1, 2, 3 with a little bit of a liquidity pool right here. LP, we got a liquidity pool right there. So we may see what happens in terms of that. But right now we are looking at buys on AUD USD, which is why we have it in green right here. Definitely looking at some buys there. CHF JPY I've been tracking pretty much all day. If we look at CHF JPY here, and we're on the hour time frame here, so we do have a 1 hour FVG that's been pretty strong here. If you take a look right here, this 1 hour FVG is strong, but we need to see some sort of breakout move, if you will, up this way, maybe a retest and a go. There's a lot of possible trades that we can take here, but we're going to look for the most probable setup here. Right now, I do like USD JPY. We were in Doge. If Doge closes on the hour here in the next 10 minutes like this with this long red wick, I'm not sure if you guys can see that. If you can see this long wick right here, typically we're going to fill that wick. So, again, a couple really good setups here, but we're going to look for the best one. And we'll know in the next 10 minutes. But GJ, again, tracking pretty much middle of the two ranges. We don't really want to trade middle ranges. Not a fan of that, but if you see here, you got another range right here. We're middle range. We don't really like that. USD JPY again, we're middle range. I'm just not the biggest fan of the middle range because you got this side and this side. No real definition of where it's going. Most of the JPY pairs right now are all trading middle range. We are in a middle range that we don't want to enter in. Look at the European pairs though. Euro AUD. We're in a channel here. Typically it bounces off the top channel and the bottom channel. Again, we're in the middle right here. Not something we want to look at. You can go look at Pepe, little crypto. Pepe obviously had a huge upswing today with a lot of forward momentum. Bullish momentum here, as you can see. That's a lot of bullish momentum, but we're getting some retracement off this line moving down that way. So again, a ton of setups that we have available, and most of these are going to be indicative on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin obviously is the main leader in terms of the cryptos, and we're going to look at the meme coins in relation to Bitcoin. Here we go. So on GBP CAD here, so we're going to look at the Great British Pound. On GBP CAD here, we're going to chart out what would be our support and resistance zones. That's how I always start. You pretty much got a pretty strong resistance zone here. We're going to clone that and put it right down here for our support. Pretty strong support. And we should see some sort of downturn and bearish movement here. But we do have bullish candles right here, which is not indicative of it pushing downward more. So there's really a couple options here, but we're going to look for the best probability and the best setup. We're going to turn that red because that's bearish. We're trading on the 1 hour time frame here. 1 hour time frame. Here you got a huge resistance line dating back to November 13th. So almost 10 days ago. Yeah, almost 10 days ago. Clone that. And we're just marking up charts right now. This is the most important part of setting up your trades, is marking up your charts. We're looking for a sell here or a breakthrough, but I like sell. Euro CHF, I see nothing other than a big V and at a strong resistance. But again, we're a little low here, so we're not going to touch this because it hasn't broken this and it hasn't shown anything of moving down. So not something that we're really going to want to touch too hard. GBP AUD. We've got towers here. We've got 3 of them. You've got 1, 2, 3. You've got a triple top right here, and every time it's touched this triple top, it has retraced downward in a bearish movement. What that means is that we're going to look for a liquidity zone up here, hopefully a little sweep. Deshaun, what's up, man? How you doing? There's a lot of different setups going on here, but none of them are really definitive, to be quite honest with you guys. No setups right now I am seeing that are definitive. We can get another support here, another resistance here. Again, we're trading in the middle. You do have a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern here. If we did want to go that route, you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and down. Could look to finish this right here. This is definitely a point of interest that we would want to look at, moving to the downside here. But again, there's just a lot of availability tonight, and we're really going to have to just hold on, sit on our hands here to figure out what is going to be the best probability. We're going to look at a sell on that. And we've got volume, so that's not the problem. Volume is not the problem. It's just finding the setup. This is a bullish pennant on GBP NZD. It's definitely something we can look at. GBP CHF, not liking it. Huge, big 1 hour no wick candle. 1 hour no wick candle, bearish candle here. If we can break this 1 hour fair value gap right here, if we could break the 1 hour fair value gap, come up, retest, and drop down, that would be a sell play. Too much side chop. This is all side chop. We don't like that. EuroCAD, not a fan. NZD CAD, I'm not seeing much there. Litecoin, Ethereum, AUD CAD, ETH actually looks like it might drop a little bit. And then Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 88. For those that have been following crypto, Bitcoin needs to go to 76. 80, maybe a little less if we go on a larger time frame here. Bitcoin is going to be 74. So on Bitcoin, our buy zone is going to be at the 74K mark, which means we still have downward pressure on BTC. We're having small areas of pushing upward, but ideally we want this to hit an all-time low for the since the end of October, beginning of November, that has been the low. So we should see a reversal here on BTC USD right around that 73 to 75K mark. Right around there. And we're coming into a new hour here, so we're going to look at some of our charts that we've already drawn up. Problem with this one is that you've got, that looks like a resistance. We're going to either need to see some sort of downward movement or a break and retest on AUD USD. CHF-JPY is a sell. I think this is going to be our play right here. We're going to look for a short position on CHF-JPY. And in terms of our stop loss, we're going to have it just above the previous candle. So we're going to go CHF-JPY. We're going to take CHF-JPY sells. Half a lot. And we're in at, we are in on CHF-JPY sells 193.8250. 193.8250. We're going to have our stop loss at 194.304, which is actually perfect. 194.304. 194.304. And we're going to have our take profit down here closer to 193.191. 193.191. 194.304, and that looks good. Just to break this low, and as you can see in the session here, this is the 4 hour. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. In the 1 hour in the session since we've opened, when we opened around here, market reopened 8765 3 hours ago. So the market opened bearish, had a bearish candle, a bullish candle, a bearish candle, and we're probably going to come up right to this 1 hour FVG, wick down, and move downward. That is my analysis on this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, chat, guys. I appreciate you hopping in. Let's have a good night here of trading. I'm going to stream for a little bit, maybe an hour. See what we can get. We're at 8:04 currently. New hour candle coming in at 9 on the 4 hour. 4 hour, we're going to have a new candle, and I'm thinking that we're going to come up right about here. I'm going to draw a line. That's about the highest it should go up. If it were to wick up and come down, we're looking halfway through the body of the previous candle. And that's what I'm looking at. If you have questions at all, feel free to reach out, ask, let me know what you're thinking. Love to answer any questions, help anybody out. Just so everyone knows, we are in shorts on CHFJPY. Looking to fill the 108 pips. Our TP1 is going to be a little shorter than that, but we are looking to fill downward here. This is the 4-hour chart. If we go to the 1, we just started. Little dragonfly right here, but it's already broken the point of support, so we're looking for it to move downward.
I just got blood work done, and I had
Now it's just a waiting game. Thank you for the subscriber. I appreciate you. All right, chat. Let's see what's going on here. I typically trade on the 4. I like to look at the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 15-minute. That's what I trade on. And if we take a look at this 15-minute, it's such a big bearish candle here that the chances of it moving downward is pretty good, especially because of this rejection right here. What we had was a pretty large rejection here with a little bit of a liquidity pool right there, but we're looking at the downturn here for sure. We're going to lock that in. I'm going to lock all this in so we can move around and not have to worry about it. I personally like to lock all my support and resistance zones and my pretty much every markup that I have on my chart. I like to lock it so I can move it around. Just a little tip. Most people don't like doing that. I like to lock it. But we're going to be in this one for a little bit, and we're moving bearish, so that's always good. The bearish movement is what we want here. We already had it wick into profit too, so I think by 9 o'clock when we get a new 4-hour candle, we're going to see downward movement here on CHFJPY. What's up, Danny? Thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. And we're getting that downward movement right here, all bearish, all red candles, which is exactly what we want to see. I don't know about you guys, but I get indentations on my head from these headphones. I'm only trading at half a lot here too. I'm really big on not over leveraging the account. Something that we've been working on is risk management and understanding where the limits are in terms of not getting overzealous, not getting a little greedy. That's something that I've been working on a lot as well, and it's something that all traders should really work on, is because you don't want to fall in love with the trade. I know it's going to do this, I know it's going to do that. The market's going to give and take, and what you have to do is figure out where it's giving in, where it's taking, and capitalize on that. But 12 minutes into the hour, and we're getting the movement that we want to see. We are getting the movement that we want to see, and that's what's most important. Why don't I go on Instagram? Instagram glitches a lot. A ton. Instagram glitches a ton when I try and go live on Instagram. So, to answer that question, that would be why. That indeed would be why. Adele, hey bro, welcome back. What's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, we're back. We're back. We are back. Yeah, new apartment. New apartment since last time. Yeah, so bigger streaming room. Yeah, much bigger. Got a whole room now. Much bigger, much bigger. Good to see you. I appreciate the support. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I said I was going to stream today. And we are in profit now on the CHF JPY trade. We're looking solid right now. Just barely in profit. Couple pips here. 2.5, 3 pips. Based off what I'm seeing, though, with this rejection of the resistance zone, we're going to move down quite a bit. Our goal here is to at least get to here. We're going to put a TP1 right here. And then we'll put a TP3 right here. And I'm on the 15-minute chart right now. Is the music too loud, or you can hear me still? No, it's not TradingView. I use Liquid Charts Pro. Liquid Brokers. They used to be a different company, but now it's called Liquid Brokers. I've been with them for a while. They let me trade 1 to 1,000 leverage. I really like them. New 15-minute candle here. Let's take a look at the hour. I can hear you clear. Good. Appreciate it. You still got the music in the background too. Just getting used to this new setup with Streamlabs Premium and my 53-inch monitor over here. So I've got 2 charts here, and then I've got another monitor there. It's actually not a line or array, so you go right here and you click rectangle right here. You use rectangle, and you can draw them as skinny or as fat as you want. But the yellow lines here are raised for TP, or this was the most we want to go on our SL really, and then we got TP1, TP2. We also were in a Doge trade earlier today. Took profits from here to here. And now it looks like it's rebounding back up. But we're going to wait to see what happens here. On this Doge trade, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 resistance points all along this line. So what that means for us is that we should see some downturn this way. But I'm going to need to see more confirmation and for it to break this 1 hour FEG right there. That's going to be the most important thing to watch there. But nonetheless, we still are in profit on the CHF JPY trade right here. But yeah, they're not yellow lines, they're boxes, they're rectangles. Right under the draw tool right here, rectangles. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Happy to answer. Got a new Raisin Mini mic here instead of using the one on the headset. This mic is clear. This mic is very clear. I like this one a lot. Got a couple different cameras too. I'm trying out a new camera, new webcam today. So we're going to see if this one works well. I think it's pretty clear. Make sure you guys like the stream and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. It would mean a lot. All for free. We're going to be streaming a lot more. I'm going to start trying streaming at least 2 to 3 times a week. Yeah, sure. You want to know how to do them from scratch? So here, I'll show you. So when you put a ray right here, you're going to take a ray. You're going to put it down. So what you want to do is change the font size to 4. That's going to give you the thickest line. And then on the color, you can do whatever color you want. And that's pretty much it. You just grab a ray, put it where you want, and make sure you change the thickness and the color. to whatever suits you and looks the best for you. That's going to be the best way to do it. Does that make sense? Currently 5 pips in profit. According to my broker, and according to this says closer to 7.9. We're moving in the direction we'd like, though. Adele, does that make sense, brother? Getting some great movement here. Perfect. Anytime, man. Whatever you need. Now we wait. This is the hardest part. Let me see. Yeah, it's a horizontal ray. No, it's a horizontal ray right here. I've got two things going on here. I've got a horizontal ray that's yellow, and then I also have a rectangle that I made yellow. I like using yellow personally because it doesn't contrast with red and green, but yes, what I was using over here is a horizontal ray. Not a regular ray, yeah, a horizontal ray. Get my chair up. I also love using yellow since it doesn't crowd. Yep. Yeah, I agree 100%. That's the best way to go. In my opinion, at least. But everybody's got their own. I know, like, TJR and guys like that, they like to trade with, like, their bars being, like, blue and white or blue and black. I just like the traditional green and red. That's what I learned on. That's what I taught myself on. That's just, for me, that's the way to go. I've never been to Forex. Have you got any tips? I think everybody knows TJR. You never traded Forex? Here's why I like Forex. So Forex is one of the oldest types of trading, and because of that, its structural integrity is a little easier to read and predict, whereas crypto's so new, relatively new in terms of the length that Forex. I'm going to switch cameras here, see if this one's any better. Nah, I don't like this camera as much. Go back to the general webcam. Yeah, that camera's much better. Yeah, shorting Bitcoin's not a bad idea. Like I said, that 76K mark, like if we go look at Bitcoin right now, if we go look at BTC, I think I actually drew a line here. If you look at BTC right now, And let's look at the 1 day. You're gonna, this is your zone right here. Your 73, 74, 72 to 74 is going to be your low for like the month. I mean, this is April. Yeah, this is April. So if we get to this zone right here, this would be a good entry point for a buy. That would be a good entry point for a buy. What's party? P-A-R-T-I? What is that? What are you shorting there? Yeah. Now back up to the trade we're in. We're going to be getting a new 15-minute candle here, which is fine. I expect to see some retracement and for it to hit off these 15-minute fair value gaps. That's something I fully expect. Party, I'll have to look into that one. Some of the meme coins kind of scare me with all these rug pulls. Never trade funded accounts. I am so against funded accounts. Hate them. Don't like them. Trade your own capital, man. Trade your own capital. There is no reason to trade on a funded account, in my opinion, personally. And the restrictions. They give you too many restrictions. So, like, you have to make a certain amount of trades. You can only have so much drawdown. You got to create your own strategy. And these funded accounts, they're made to make you fail because they put you in such a strict way to trade. I'm not a fan at all, to be perfectly honest with you. No, not at all. Nah, they just you got to buy it again. You got to buy another funded account when you liquidate one. It's they're very stringent. They're very tight on how they're how everything works with them. I'm not a fan at all. We got a 15-minute candle closing in 2 minutes here. Precisely. I don't even have the timer on there. I wish I did. I actually have it over here on TradingView, but yeah, we got another minute here until this 15-minute candle. We're going to see what happens here. We should see some downturn. Especially with a wick like that, you'd expect it to fill the wick. But if we can close bearish, that'd be nice. If not, I'm going to expect it to come up here and test the new sort of resistance zone and then come back down this way. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, I'm actually a PGA member, so I run full-time. I run a golf course. I'm the director of golf here in Daytona Beach. That is what I do as a full-time job, and I trade on the side with the goal of becoming a full-time trader. But yeah, I'm a professional golfers association. I'm in the PGA, and yeah, a lot of business, mostly the business side of golf, running the golf course, daily operations. About 100 employees under me. All right, let's see what we got with this new 15-minute candle. I'm gonna delete that arrow so we can see here. We may be in this trade for a little bit. Yeah, it's all right, man. What about you? What do you do? I guess it doesn't show that I'm live on TikTok, huh? It's a skimboard. Close. It's a skimboard, though, not a surfboard. I do have a surfboard downstairs in the storage unit that I have. If we can create another little resistance right here, right about there. Yeah, man, it's tough. You really got to be careful with crypto right now, just because everything's really in an economic downturn. Shorting is going to be your best option, just like we're doing here. I mean, we're shorting right here. That's the move we're looking for here. I posted the other day. I think you short Bitcoin and all these other meme coins until 72 to 74K, and then you get in for a long, then start longing it. In my opinion, but there's the move we're looking for. Learning Forex. Honestly, if you want to learn Forex, there's a lot of different places. YouTube's a good start. I have a ton of videos on my YouTube and on my Instagram of explaining the basics of Forex. I also have an ebook. If you want me to send me your email, I could send you my ebook. I wrote an ebook on the beginnings of Forex and how to get into it. So, I'll give you that for free. Not as much. I don't trade U.S. stocks as much, to be quite honest with you. I like foreign exchange better because of the leverage that I'm allowed to trade with this broker. We're getting a good move downward here on the CHF-JPY. There's a good 15-minute candle there. What is that, 5 pips in profit? 7 pips in profit, 6.97 pips in profit. Yeah, I got you, man. What's your email address? I'll send it to you right now. If you don't want to put it in here, you can message me on Instagram. That's fine. There we go. That's the movement we like to see here. There we go. That's a big move. Oh, that's weird. You can DM me on Instagram. Yeah, DM me on IG. We're getting some good movement here. Oh, 10 pips, 11 pips in profit. Closer to 8, 7.8. Well, even the technicals are all saying sell, strong sell, strong sell, strong sell. Especially on the 1 hour, strong sell. That's good. That's what we want to see. Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful trade there. Let me see, you got me on Instagram. Let's see here. Alright. Copy. I'm going to send you this right now. Forex ebook. Let me know if you have any questions. Now I just gotta find it. Here it is. Attachment too large. Really? You might not be able to email it. It says attachment too large. Maybe I could send it to you on Instagram. See if it'll let me do that. Yeah, sure. So we use 3 time frames really, the hour, the 4 hours, so we'll go from the top down, right? What you have here is a break in you have a break in structure here. We broke through the structure right here. This was the original support. We broke through support and we came up and retested the support. This is now your new resistance. This is now your new resistance, and this is now your new support. That was poorly written. But that's your new resistance. This is your new support because you have to come up and retest. So after we saw that it rejected right here on the new resistance. We now look for a downturn. But the break of structure right here is really what set off my alarm, internal alarm, to tell that this is a sell. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. That's the best way I can explain it. Break of structure is pretty much my number one go-to when I'm trading. Let's go back to this 15 minutes. But yeah, break of structure and then retest is pretty much my favorite method. That's my go-to. The Asian market for me is better just with my job, and I feel like there's more volume in the Asian market, and there's less news. There's more news in the American market in the when the market opens at 9 a.m. In America, there's a lot more volatility that's harder to read, a lot more chop, if you will. Whereas right here, I like the Asian market a lot. The Asian market's just something I've always loved. We're in profit here, which is good. Let me just send me on Instagram. I can upload your ebook. Oh yeah, I can do that for you. Yeah, let's see if it works here. Gmail. Nah, password didn't work. I'll do it on my computer when I have, let me see. Let's see here. Send me the link to my email address. Actually, I should be able to do it from Instagram. Let's see here. Messages. Oh, no, I'm logged into my other business Instagram. Send it to my email. New 15-minute candle here. Let me see if I have it on my drive. Yeah, I have it right here. There it is. Here, let me share this with you. Yeah, it's tough, man. Here, I'm gonna send this to you right now. Let's see. THA. There we go. No, just a viewer. Alright, I sent it to you. Check your email. You got it. Almost 15 years. Yeah, almost 15 years now. This ebook has everything about emotional trading, how to take the emotions out of it, practice, reflect, grow your network, have a plan, risk management. There's all of it in this ebook I just sent you. Awesome. That all depends, man. Everybody learns at a different rate. Everyone learns at a different rate. It's real hard to tell. Took me a long time. Took me a really long time. Because you got to learn your own mistakes. You can read and take as many classes as you want, but at the end of the day, you really have to just learn on your own, trial and error. It's trial and error, to be honest with you, man. We got a floating P&L right now of plus 3%. Hey, that's a great way to look at it too. You just don't want to over leverage yourself and get too involved. Uh, 1 to 1,000. 1 to 1,000 is what I am trading at currently. 2% profit on this right now on the account. I'll send you my broker that I use. I don't care what broker you use. You can use whatever you want, but this is what I've found to be the best broker in my opinion. Let's see here. Here you go. That's the broker I use right there. In my opinion, that's probably the tightest spreads, the best leverage, and they let you deposit in Bitcoin, Ethereum, credit card, debit card, pretty much anything you can deposit with. Not getting a lot of movement on this right now for having 28K. We have 28K in cheap viewers. I'm good, man. I don't need cheap viewers. I just stream all legit. I'm not worried about the bots. I don't want botted streams. I'm messaging on everything. Yeah. Nah, I'd rather you be on YouTube, man. YouTube is better. I'm trying to get monetized. I'd rather you watch on YouTube. Twitch is impossible to become a Twitch partner. It's so hard. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, going into this hour candle here, we got a big wick, which is good because typically we fill the wick back down. This next hour is going to tell a lot what we see here on this trade. But we still haven't broken that 1 hour FEG right here. This 1 hour FEG box, it still hasn't broken up into this, which is a good sign that we're probably going to get this. And if you look, every time there's a red wick, it pretty much gets filled down. So this red wick right now, we should see that. So I'm still liking this trade a lot, even though we're holding slightly in negative, a couple pips, 4 pips negative, which is fine. USD JPY went completely opposite way. As long as we close bearish on this hour candle, that's good. That's a good sign. That's what we want to see, is a bearish close here. Yeah, and there's the downward movement we wanted to see. Most of it's just waiting now. It's the hardest part. It's late here, 9 o'clock. There you go. It's a good bearish close there. Still looking like strong sells here. Oh, there's a good move. Yep, we want to see this push down to that 193.422 mark. A little over 3% profit right now on the account. I want to see that go red. Might be in this for a couple hours, which I don't mind, because The setup is clean. That's why I don't mind it. I'm very confident in the tech behind it. Technical analysis is strong on it. Shouldn't see it go up past this yellow line right here. If it goes past this yellow line, which would be halfway up the previous candle wick, not a good sign, but it doesn't look like it's going to get there. And we also have two new FVGs. You got another hour FVG here, an hour FVG here. Typically when you see 3 fair value gaps, it disappeared there, but when you see 3 fair value gaps, that's a really good sign. Oh, that's just, the green and red is just where I put my buy and sell. That's just this right here. Short position. You put it where you want. And then you put your stop loss and your take profit where you want. That's just right here on TradingView. Short position or long position. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, of course, man. It's trying to push, but there's bearish movement. I appreciate that. Thank you. Took me a long time to make that book. Share it with your friends, man. Share it with everyone. It's free. I made it for people. We're going to be sitting in this trade for a little bit. Probably going to end the stream here coming up in the next couple minutes. We're just going to sit in this trade. You can see my lines here, so this is where we're at. But, yep, and there's the push down. We saw the wick up halfway through the previous candle, and there's the movement down. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Like I said, I see this going at least there, 40 pips. That would be nice. I appreciate you watching, Adele. It means a lot. Thank you. You're my only guy that was in here for most of the stream, so I appreciate it. I am going to be streaming tomorrow as well. I'll be streaming tomorrow. Probably the early session when the U.S. market's open. So, I appreciate it, man. A lot. It was good talking to you. Let me know if you need anything. Of course, man. Of course. But keep an eye out on this trade. Watch it. See what happens in the next couple hours. Peace, brother. I appreciate it. You have a good night as well.